Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about an update on Charles Leclerc's car following the Baku Grand Prix, as well as more comments that have been made following the team order incident. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Leclerc, and as we know, he only ended up in 9th place in the Grand Prix. It was a difficult weekend for Ferrari. They were looking strong in practice, but then in qualifying, Lewis Hamilton only ended up in P12 and Leclerc qualified in P10 after crashing in Q3. And then in the race, it wasn't particularly great for Ferrari, with Hamilton finishing in 8th and Leclerc in 9th. Now, what was interesting with Leclerc is that following the pit stops, he was unable to find a way past the racing bulls of Liam Lawson. Lawson had no DRS and was holding Leclerc off really well. And now Ferrari team boss Frederick Vasseur has confirmed that the team is going to launch an investigation into an engine problem for Leclerc in Baku, with Vasseur saying, as quoted by Racing News 365, "We cannot be satisfied with 8th and 9th. We started behind Norris and we finished behind him, which is the reality of this track. We had an issue with Charles's engine, which we'll now investigate, and even if it was marginal, it was enough to prevent him from being able to overtake in a straight line, which explains why we were stuck behind Lawson. The main regret is for qualifying, because we had the pace to do a much better job, and that's where the weekend got away from us. It's encouraging that the pace was there, but frustrating that we did not capitalise on it, because you have two parts of the job. One is pure performance, and the other is your execution. In terms of performance, we made a step forward after Spa, but to be P10 and P12 yesterday was not what we expected. Now we need to understand what we could have done better, because we made some mistakes and some poor choices." Now, even though it makes no difference whatsoever, Leclerc technically should have finished in P8. Basically, towards the end of the race, Hamilton was on much better tyres than what Leclerc was on, and Ferrari allowed Hamilton to go past Leclerc to try and have a go at overtaking Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson. But after Hamilton was unsuccessful, Hamilton was asked to give P8 back to Leclerc before the finish line, and Hamilton did slow on the approach to the finish, moving off the racing line and looking in his mirrors, having been informed to give the position back to Leclerc, but he still crossed the line 4/10 ahead of Leclerc. So yeah, Hamilton definitely did try to give the position back to Leclerc, but things just did not go to plan. And speaking about it, Leclerc said, as quoted by Planet F1, "I think it was very clear, but I don't really care for an 8th place at the end. I don't think that this should be the talking point. Unfortunately, we've been slow all weekend, and that's where we should focus on. P8 or P9, P9 or P8. It's not something that really interests me, so it's fine. I mean, there are rules that we know we've got to work with, and today, maybe those rules were not respected. But again, I mean, P8, P9, P9, P8, that's small." Now, even though Leclerc should have had that P8, at the end of the day, Leclerc is right. It's only P8 and P9. They're only small points positions. But for sure, it's something to look at to ensure that it does not happen again for Ferrari. And giving his view on it, Vasseur said, as quoted by Planet F1, "I think the situation was clear for us that Lewis had a tyre advantage, and we asked Charles to let him go to try and overtake Lawson and Tsunoda or Norris. On the top, Charles had the issue with the recovery, and we are not at the top on the engine, and that, I think, was the best option for us to do this move. We asked to swap back, and it looks like Lewis had a misjudgment on position of the start and finish line." But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.